WXII 12 News at 10 on the Triad CW starts now.
For me, it's very stressful because I don't know where my next paycheck is going to come from.
That woman says a coronavirus outbreak at her job forced her to choose between her livelihood and her life. What Tyson Foods is doing to protect employees at meatpacking facilities and why one worker in Wilkesboro says it's not enough.
Plus, a frightening welcome to the neighborhood. Why a family new to the Piedmont Triad fears going back inside their new home.
And graduation ceremonies like this are a thing of the past for the foreseeable future. But we've learned how 2 Triad school districts plan to recognize their classes of 2020.
But first at 10, we are learning new information tonight about confirmed COVID-19 cases here in the Piedmont Triad as cases top 15,300 total since the start of the outbreak.
An employee at the Sheetz on Gumtree Road in Winston-Salem has tested positive for coronavirus. Sheetz says that worker has not been at the store since May 4th. The store is cleaning and disinfecting daily, but will not be closed.
This is the second time we know of that a Sheetz worker has been confirmed to have coronavirus. The previous time was last month at a different location, one in Trinity. New tonight, Guilford County's animal shelter is confirming at least one positive COVID-19 case there. The shelter is suspending adoptions until further notice. In a statement, shelter leaders say the person or people are self-quarantining right now. They tested positive this past week. Testing for all animal services staff is ongoing at this hour.
A Wilkesboro woman is voluntarily out of a job tonight because there's a coronavirus outbreak where she works. The Tyson Foods plant in Wilkesboro is one of 2 businesses dealing with an outbreak in Wilkes County. We've had several complaints here at WXII that the company isn't doing enough for its employees, while Tyson Foods has released several steps that they've taken to mitigate the spread. Our Brendan Bates talked to a woman who's worked at Tyson Foods for 13 years and now doesn't know where her next paycheck is coming from. We also have heard from Tyson Foods. So Brandon, what is each side saying about this?
Well, Brianna, I spoke to Sheila Davenport last week. This is a week after she made the decision to stop going into work at Tyson in Wilkesboro, where she's worked for over a decade, 13 years to be exact. She says this was a step, and it was a necessary step to protect herself and her fiance.
Sheila Davenport spends her days at home wondering what's to come as she recently took a voluntary leave from her job at Tyson Foods in Wilkesboro to avoid exposure to the coronavirus.
I don't know whether I have a job, Brandon, because like I said, I'm too scared to go back.
The plant she works at in Wilkesboro has a COVID-19 outbreak, and Davenport says the company didn't offer employees any personal leave, so she decided to do so without permission.
For me, it's very stressful because I don't know where my next paycheck is going to come from.
Tyson Foods has taken measures to stop the spread. They've added plexiglass to separate employees. They've handed out masks, increased sanitation, and more. But despite those measures, Davenport says she thinks more could be done to protect workers and their family.
My fiance, he has a lot of health issues, and I don't want to bring nothing home to give to him where he can't recover.
Her fiance is a diabetic and has high blood pressure, among other health issues.
It's just too scary. It's just way too scary.
On April 23rd, Tyson Foods sent us these pictures from another facility of precautions they were taking. You can see workspaces divided, the break room encouraging social distancing, and employees' temperatures are taken each day. Tyson Foods didn't specifically say if these precautions were implemented at the plant in Wilkesboro. Davenport says the efforts were too little, too late. Meanwhile, Tyson Foods released this statement in response to Davenport's claims. We're naturally doing everything we can to ensure that any team member who feels unwell or has potential symptoms stays away from work, but there are also lots of other reasons why a team member might stay home. That could include the health of a family member, childcare issues, or a personal anxiety about coming to work. We respect and support the personal decisions of our team members. Tyson Foods also saying this: we understand that everyone, including our team members, is anxious during this challenging time. Education is an important part of our efforts, and we're doing our best to ensure our team members understand risk factors so they can stay safe at work and at home. We're also encouraging them to tell us what they're experiencing so we can support them in the best possible way, end quote.
And since I interviewed Sheila Davenport last week, she told me that she's become very sick. She went to the hospital yesterday. She had a temperature of over 101 degrees. She says at the doctor she got tested for coronavirus. She is still waiting for those results. Also, since speaking with her, Tyson Foods was closed over the weekend to do a deep clean. They opened back up today, and I asked Davenport what she thought about that. She said she doesn't think it will be effective, but she guesses that it's better than nothing. Reporting live from my home tonight, Brandon Bates, WXII 12 News.
Brandon, thank you. We do not know how many cases of COVID-19 have been traced to Tyson in Wilkesboro. Last week, Tyson tested 200 employees for the virus. So far, the company has not said how many of those tests have come back positive. On April 28th, Wilkes County officials said there were several cases of coronavirus in the county traced to Tyson employees and in neighboring Forsyth County. Just last week, health leaders there said they traced 70 cases to the facility over a 10-day period.
The financial hit from the coronavirus pandemic is too much for a Triad company to handle right now. Slint Hosiery is laying off nearly 300 workers at its 2 locations in High Point. 288 layoffs go into effect on May 18th. According to the WARN notice from the State Department of Commerce, the layoffs are temporary. Coronavirus is going to be around for a while, Kenny.
It sure is, regardless of what phase of reopening North Carolina happens to be in, as the state saw 301 new cases today. Governor Roy Cooper is pushing for more testing and says data will be the key in moving the state forward. The state doubled its testing to move into phase 1, he says. As of today, more than 202,000 people have been tested for COVID-19 throughout the state of North Carolina. Out of that group, more than 15,300 have tested positive. That's since the very beginning when they started doing these tests. That percentage of positive tests comes out to about 8% or so, and that has been a relatively constant and encouraging trend over the last few weeks statewide.
And soon, some people are going to be able to get tested at retail and grocery stores. The state is working with businesses like Walmart and Harris Teeter to set up federally funded testing sites in several counties, including Guilford and Wilkes. Harris Teeter is also partnering with other organizations to offer drive-through testing. It's going to start Friday at the parking deck on West Commerce Avenue in High Point. Appointments will be made available each Friday, Saturday, and Monday from 10 in the morning until 4 through the end of the month. That's the only location we know about so far. The state is also planning to post information about when and where you can get tested on the DHHS website. The goal is to have that going by the end of this week.
The State Department of Public Safety wants most inmates in our prison system infected by COVID-19 and say they are now presumed to have recovered. Leaders say of the 643 prisoners in 11 facilities who have tested positive, more than 500 have met the DHHS and CDC criteria to be released from medical isolation. Most of those impacted inmates are housed at Noose Correctional Institution in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Of the 91 offenders who tested positive for coronavirus at the North Carolina Correctional Institution for Women in Raleigh, more than 50 are now recovered. Well, today I asked the governor about the possibility of entering phase 2 of reopening prior to the original date, which is 14 days after day 1, May 22nd, a week from Friday. The governor said he's pleased with the numbers and the trends that he's seeing, but benchmarks over a 14-day period are necessary to get a true read on the spread. So he told me he does not see phase 2 happening at any point before May 22nd. The governor did say guidelines from state and federal leaders will be the key toward moving forward and opening more of our economy.
We'll continue to look out for ourselves and each other. And in each phase, we need to remember the importance of the 3 W's. Wear a face covering, wash your hands, wait 6 feet apart from other people. Face coverings are important to prevent spread of the virus to other people in case you have it.